Welcome to the next lesson, in which we're going to be finishing our drawing, adding a back line to make it pop. I've decided to add some types of gradients to also complete the base colors we've decided to apply. We have our different layers, but what we're going to do now is augment the line. I'm going to choose a white line. First, we're going to choose the Lineart layer, go to Object, Expand, and I'm going to join them with the Pathfinder. We'll have this kind of result. After selecting the white one and augmenting the width of the line, I'm going to round off the vertices. I'm going to put this new layer under the original drawing. It's going to look a little bit like this. You can adjust the line, however you like, until you like the design you've made. The most recommended thing to do when working with large illustrations is between 5 or 7 points. What I'm going to do now is to explain how to do this a little slower when there is more than one object. I'm going to create different figures. They don't all have to be in the same regular shapes. So I'm going to grab the pen tool to work with them. And I'm going to make a white line around it, like I did with Leica. Okay, so now we've generated our object. Now what we're going to do is to group them up, hit the right button, or we could click here in Object Editor and expand it. The next thing we have to do is to copy the drawing. We've pasted it in the same place. And what we're going to do is choose a different line. In this case, I'm going to choose the white again, so you can see the difference. I'm going to make the line bigger, round it, and send it back. This would be the result. Before saving our illustration, I'm going to add in some details with the gradient behind it to complete the design a little bit more. I'll continue using different fusion modes, and I'm going to be experimenting to see which is the final result, or the one I want to work on, so that later I can apply them in the next lesson. The white line that I've chosen to use is optional. You don't have to do. But as you can see, it gives a really clean and a much more impacting result. Okay. Now I think my drawing is done. What I'm going to do now is to export it. Remember, you have to save it. Let's click again on File, Export, and Save for Web. We're going to select a size of 2000 as an optimal result in JPG, and then save it. I'm going to save this version in a number of ways, but to start, JPG is the most optimal way for web. We're going to make sure that it's at 100%, and after we can select a file in which we wish to save it onto our computer. And then we would have our first version saved. Now I'm going to make a version without a background to keep its transparency. Deselect the base layer. And when we see the white background, we're going to export again. In this case, we're not going to choose JPG. We're going to choose PNG 24. Change the proportions. Again, we'll choose 2000. When the image size changes, we just have to save. We'll change the name so they don't coincide. Save, and there we have our next version. We've finished with the 3 styles that we can easily make with Illustrator. In the next lesson, we're going to apply them onto a mock-up to give it a more professional style. See you next lesson. Bye!